हाय फ्रेंड्स, आज हम क्वांटिटेटिव मेथड 1 इंटीग्रेटेड एमबीए ईयर 2022-23 शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने वाले हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1A, व्हाई डू यू रिक्वायर स्लैक सरप्लस एंड आर्टिफिशियल वेरिएबल इन लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग प्रॉब्लम्स। सो द पॉइंट 1 इज surplus and slack variable do not affect the objective function whether maximize or minimize or the feasible regions of the linear programming problems. Point number 2, they simply allow us to convert inequality constant into equality constants, which makes possible easier to solve using standard linear algebraic techniques. Point number 3, artificial variables are introduced in linear programming to convert the inequalities constant into equality constants, and in linear programming the objective is to maximize or minimize a linear function subject to linear constants, and these constants can be in the form of inequalities or inequalities. The next is question number 1B. What do you mean by unbalanced transportation problem and how can it be balanced? So unbalanced transportation problem is defined as the situation in which supply and demand are not equals. That means total supply is not equals to total demand. So in that cases, to convert a unbalanced transportation problem, a dummy row and a dummy column is added to this type of problem, depending upon the necessity to make it a balanced problem. So if you observe in this particular problem, और इस प्रॉब्लम में आप लोग देख सकते हो कि सप्लाई आपका दिया हुआ है 117 एंड डिमांड है 95. So in that cases a extra column should be added. In that cases the supply as well as the demand need to be balanced. So if you add this one, that means 117 minus 95, that is 22, and 22 should be added in the demand side, and in case of the transportation matrix a extra, that is column, should be added, and here the components of transportation matrix given as 0. Next, question number 1C, write the mathematical formulation of assignment problem. So minimum z equals to, that is summation of I equals to 1 upon m, and summation of j equals to 1 upon n Cij into Xij. The next is subject to constant. So the first one is summation of I equals to 1 n into Xij equals to 1 for j, that is 1 2 up to n. Each worker assigned one job. Similarly, the next constant, that is summation of j equals to 1 upon m Xij equals to 1 for all I, that is 1 to m, each job assigned one workers. Then Xij equals to 1 if the worker I is assigned to job j, and the value of Xij equals to 0 if worker I is not assigned to job j. The next is question number 1D, that is explain the maxi-min criteria of decision making. So maxi-min means maximize the minimum payoff. So this criteria is appropriate for pessimist persons. Using this criteria, the decision makers look at the worst that can happen under each action, then choose the action that has largest payoff for the worst case scenarios. So the maximum strategy in microeconomics is a decision making approach in which a person chooses the best of the worst possible outcomes. Last point, it is essential a risk adverse strategies, ensuring the highest minimum gain in the situation of uncertainties. The next is question number 1E, what are the application of linear or application area of linear programming. So in real time example, it will be considered the limitation of labors and materials, finding the best production level for maximum profit in a particular circumstances. It is a part of vital area of mathematics which is simply known as optimization technique. So the application of linear programming in some other fields, which includes the first one is engineering. So in case of engineering, it solves design and manufacturing problems, as it is helpful for doing the shape optimization, especially reference to that is known as product oriented organizations. The next is efficient manufacturing. To maximize profit, companies use linear expressions. The next application we have, that is energy industries. It provides method to optimize the electric power station. The last one is transportation optimizations. So in case of transportation optimization, especially reference to time as well as cost efficiency should be properly optimized by the help of linear programming problems. Next is, that is 1F, what are the different type of decision making environments. So decision making is a vital process in every organization. It is required at various stages in the organizations. It is a fact that to make an efficient decisions, that is interpersonal skill are required. So there are three type of decision making environment, which basically include decision making under certainties. The next is decision making under uncertainties, and the last one is decision making under risks. So in case of decision making under certainties, that means decision is less significant to the organizations. Second one, in case of decision making under uncertainties, decisions an individual has no idea about the event, as some event may occur again in the organizations. And the last one is decision making under risks. So decision maker has some knowledge regarding the state of natures. He or she may be able to assign the subjective probabilities for the occurrence of each state of natures. The next is question number 1J. What is the role of artificial variables in linear programming problems? So artificial variables are introduced in case of linear programming problem to convert the inequality constraint into equality constraints. In linear programming, the objective is to maximize or minimize the linear function subject to set of linear constants. So these constants can be in the form of inequalities or in the form of equalities. The next is question number 1H. In what type of situation the decision tree are employed for the decision making? So decision trees are commonly used in operation research, operation management, special reference to planning logistics, as well as implementation of strategy management. So decision tree are preferable when the sequence of conditions and the action is critical or not every condition is relevant to every actions. So if in practices the decisions have to be taken online with no recall under the incomplete knowledge, so decision tree should be paralleled by a probability model as a best choice model or online selection model algorithms. Next, question number 1I. What is the degeneracy in transportation problem? So in transportation problem, if a basic feasible solution with m origins and n destination has less than m plus m minus 1 positive xij, so xij stand for quantity transported from ith origin to the jth destinations, which is occupied cell, then the problem is said to be degenerate transportation problem. So degeneracy problem does not cause any serious difficulties, especially reference to transportation problem, but it can be cause computational problem or computational difficulties while calculating the optimal minimum solution. The next one is question number 1J. So question number 1J is how to convert the minimization problem into maximization problem in simplex methods. So इसमें दो ही पॉइंट है. Minimization problem can be converted into that is known as maximization problem by changing the sign of coefficient in the objective functions. second one है to transfer a minimization linear program model into a maximization linear program model, simply multiplied both the left hand as well as the right hand side of the objective function by -1. So thank you for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you.